The moment is here, you can stop your search. It's Comics by Perch.
Hey everybody, this is Perch. Let's get to this letter writer. It says, hey Perch, in a recent video you did from a writer who said why he was at war with comics, I noticed a lot of comments that were very over the top, in my view anyway, of why the letter writer was right and that you were wrong. Basically that because the creators and writers of comics had bad issues with Spider-Man, it was the same as if they murdered your friend and they deserved justice. What that justice is, I don't know. Anyway, a channel did a stream on your video. I don't know if you've heard it. I have not. But in that same video, they talked about how you were wrong and how the only way to get revenge in this war was ultimately to show the creators that they don't get your money, which I think is the same thing you said it was. They don't get your money, and instead, the money needed to go to the project that they were promoting, basically a crowdfunding book. The light bulb went off in my head that the majority of the people who are really angry about comics and talking about comics online always have a comic product of their own to sell. But a lot of these comics are not ones I'm interested in, and I'm being gracious here. I'm being gracious here with my comments. Okay? Okay, I understand. Okay. Surely, though, there's something else people can do. Just being mad on the internet or having to buy somebody else's comics that are telling you to be angry at other people's comics feels a lot like when Marvel and DC would attack each other years ago. I don't know about that. I don't think they ever attacked. I'm trying to picture like Stan Lee, out there. Batman is a cuck. You've got to buy Spider-Man, true believers. I don't. Anyways, that would have been pretty funny. That's not what Stan Lee sounded like, but anyway, that's the idea in my head. So, okay, well, back to the mail. All right. If a lot of the idea is too funny in my head, that's the problem. That's anyway. If a lot of the solutions people have is basically just a commercial for their own comic, those aren't solutions at all. Maybe. What is the solution? I myself am frustrated with a lot of mainstream comics. I don't want the creators to die, nor do I want to start funding some YouTubers' comics. What's the third option? Okay. Sincerely, that's okay. Hope you're well. All right. The other option is just buy different comics. I already talked about some of this in another place, but look, you're all your own people. You get to do what you want. If you want to be angry, if you want to, if you want to feel personal about it, that's totally your business. I'm not. This is what people don't get, I think, in the videos I do, which is it's your show, man. It's yours. If you want to be outraged, if you want to be angry, go for it. I'm not telling you what to do. All I've tried to do is say, hey, creators, here's some reasons why people might be angry. Here's what they're saying. You shut them out. Probably shut me out too in many cases at this point, but you've shut them out. But here's what they're saying. Here's why. And it really just comes down to, look, you've got something people loved for a long time. You altered it. They don't like that. I know it's more nuanced than that, but that's it. And then to the customers and to the fans, I'm telling you the same thing that I would tell people who came into my shop who are angry, which is basically, hey man, let's find you something else to spend your money on. And I say this for a very selfish reason. As a retailer, I want your money. Just keeping your money and being angry, or frankly, I found this worse, spending your money on the things that make you angry, I think leads to, ultimately you walk away completely. I get no money. I'm a businessman. I've not hid that fact. My goal is, figure out what you want, get it to you. I do wish a lot of the publishers would have more of that mentality of like, hey, let's figure out how to get as much money as we can. There was a time, by the way, in the 90s. If you're a retailer, you might remember this if you're old. But in the 90s, a lot of retailers believed that Marvel was a very greedy company. That was a reputation they had. They would talk about, Marvel is just out for a quick buck. And, they would do gimmicks that were quote unquote fan friendly or customer friendly, but they were predatory in order to get people's money. And, I would, whether it was kind of some of the bait and switch stuff they do with comics or the variant covers or the bag of card stuff or a lot of the gimmicks, keep in mind, and I think this is something everybody has forgotten. In the 90s, when they would do kind of hollow film covers and bagged with cards cover, comics and all that kind of stuff, a lot of people I see, like sites like CBR and others, decrying the industry for doing this stuff. Well, I didn't. I thought it was bad. It was not helpful to do all those variant schemes, but the fans were asking for it, and I don't mean that in a revenge kind of way. I don't mean that in a, they were asking for it. I mean that in a literally, the fans were asking for it. The fans wanted those things. The fans were giving messages to the customers through their dollars, through the retailers, that they liked it. They wanted more of it. And people seem to have forgotten that fact. That was a big craze in the 90s, why there's so much, cover, gimmickry in comics. It's because the people wanted it. And a lot of the retailers and kind of various people now, talk about how shitty that practice is. But if the customers wanted it, I'm sorry, that's correct. That's the correct thing for them to do. So, you'd hear all this stuff like Marvel is really greedy for your money. Marvel is always trying to make money off the customers. I don't think that's bad. I think it's good. I think we say it like it's a dirty, nasty thing. Oh, they're trying to make money. Yes, and I think that companies that are for-profit companies should try and take your money. That's the fucking point. So, on one hand, I didn't hear whatever stream, and I could guess how it goes. Like Vince Center Perch trying to make up with his comic book creator friends, and he's always apologizing for people in the comic industry by saying, "Hey, if you write a letter saying that you'd like to murder all the people who wrote a bad issue of Spider-Man, you're a crazy person." But I say, Perch is an asshole because those people deserve what's coming to them, and please buy my crowdfunded book, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I could guess. I've heard some of those streams. And on one hand, I could, the commercials, that's a good way to say it, don't work on me. When I listen to something, it's like, what's this person trying to sell? If you listen to my videos, what am I trying to sell you? I wish I was selling you nothing, meaning I wish that YouTube YouTube's making money off you right now. But in general, no, I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's just a show. You listen or don't. That's it. There's no call to action here. My biggest call to action for you is, hey, try and go out and feel good about your life. Try it. Especially with a lot of stuff that's happened to me lately. Some of life is short, man. It's really short. And stuff disappears really, really quickly. And unless you're really enjoying being mad, try and do it. It's not, when I say, let it go, it's not, just let all these assholes do bad things. No, it's about you. It's about you, the person listening right now. You. I don't want you to die angry. Is that so weird? But look, if somebody wants to stream and say, Perch is a cuck because he's trying to protect all his creator friends, whatever. My creator friends, majority of them will agree with what I'm saying. So when I say there's real problems in the industry, they're not sitting around going, I don't know, Perch. No, people will see this. The creator friends I have. Yeah, I'm going to go hang out, have milkshakes, and then around post later. No, that's not going to happen. But on the other hand, I will say, look, if somebody wants to shill their comic, go for it. If it makes you feel better, saying fuck Spider-Man, but at least I can buy this crowdfunded comic, good. That doesn't bother me. It shouldn't bother anybody. Get your money somewhere where you like it. Get a comic you enjoy. Go for it. That's the way it should work. It is what it is. I don't personally think you should, sell your shit off the rage of, another company. I think it's, like I said, it's, and I don't know. I think it's destructive over time. As a retailer, I don't think it's a sustainable business model. And I don't like harnessing people's rage for my financial benefit. That's just me. It's my, call whatever you want. Morals, ethics. It's just where I sit. But again, do what you want, man. Do what you want. What should you do? Find a comic you like. If you love comics, but you hate what the big two are doing, go elsewhere. The bit that I would do back in the days of live streams is that, there were 60% or more of the comics being produced every month, which equated to, I don't know, like 300 plus, are not Marvel and DC. Go support them. There's a few of them out there that you would enjoy. And, if you're into something that's crowdfunded, cool. Push that creator to do more of it. If you love that comic and you like the creator, you like what they're selling you, then push them to produce more of it. Say instead of one comic every, I don't know, whatever it is, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, like, what is it going to take to get a comic out every month, every other month? What's it going to take? I like your shit. How do we increase production? Do that. It's my advice to you. Again, take it or not. The thing that people get, I think, don't get about when I talk about this kind of stuff, because I do it over and over and over. I say it over and over and over, but when I read the comments, say, Perch, you just don't understand. Fuck these guys. It's just a suggestion. That's all. Make it work for yourself. The car beeps every time exactly this place on the road. Like, it always beeps here. It's meant to show you when something is getting close to your car. There's nothing close to my car. I'm at a complete stop. It's like a ghost-like thing going on here, I think. Anyway, hey, maybe I'm just sorry I gave the advice in the first place, but that's me. Thanks for listening.